Alright, we had a lot of reveals at TFcon Chicago 2016, and thanks to TFW 2005, we have copies of the slides from that show. But I'm going to take a little time to save you some time and only talk about the new stuff from the show. Let's go. Okay, Fans Hobby announced their figure Fly Pro, which is a leader or masterpiece type version of Grotusk. Fans Hobby had already announced the Repugnus and Double Cross about a month ago, but this confirms that they'll be the third member of the Monster Bots. This Grotusk transforms from a flying saber-toothed tiger guy into a robot, and he looks pretty darn good. I doubt he'll have his spark features, but not bad at all. And it does look like he's actually a retool of the Double Cross version of their figure. You can see that the legs are almost identical, and the ways they just change his arms and wings around. But I think that's perfectly acceptable. And here you can see him compared to the original G1 figure, which hasn't received an update since the 1980s. Fans Hobby also announced that they're going to be doing a Roadbuster next after they finish the Monster Bots. This is a very early CGI render. But yeah, very IDW inspired, probably at least leader class size, if not bigger, Roadbuster. So neat for those guys who want that. Bold Forms announced they'll be doing a set of transforming super deformed versions of Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust. So that's, I guess, something new. Honestly, I have very little interest in super deformed versions of figures. DX9 announced their D10 Hanzo figure, who I'm guessing is going to be a masterpiece-sized 6-shot. I guess they would make him as big as the MP Ultra Magnus. And here you can see a quick look at the Wolf, the car, the jet, the tank, and an upside-down version of his submarine mode. Weird. I wonder what that's supposed to be. We also got the first look at the Warren Pocket versions of the Seekers. These are really nice-looking molds. I just wish they were bigger. In fact, that's my complaint with a lot of the figures here lately. Too big or too small? I'm going to go with too small on this one. And then they're also doing the Rash Collider, Noisy Bragger, and Galore, which are Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge, respectively. Again, too darn small. DX9 also announced they'll be doing a figure called Freeman, who is a little transforming robot dude, I'm told, from a video game called Overwatch, I think. Honestly, I don't follow it, but hey, it's nice to see them trying something. I'd much rather see them do some figures and Transformers that haven't been done yet, honestly. Looks like this figure's actually going to be pretty big, because isn't that, I think that's a 6 inches tall figure standing next to it. Iron Factory announced a IFEX Alaria figure. This figure is a bonus figure for people who pre-order the Optimus Prime figure they got coming out. So if you pre-order that, you're going to get this as a bonus, but that's the only way you're going to be able to get it. It's a slight remold of their RC figure done with an Elita 1 head. Here you can see Elita 1's famous Cybertronian car mode. Oh wait, that we've never seen before. Fans Toys showed off Spindrift, which is their version of Sea Spray, and he's looking pretty good. This is going to be about maybe deluxe size. It should size up with the Masterpiece Bumblebee. So if you're looking for a deluxe or Masterpiece Sea Spray, this might be a good figure. It's a bit bigger than the one we would have already had from iGear and the one from MakeToys. It's a bit smaller than the Hasbro Voyager. And you can see it's very G1 accurate. It'll come with 2 different versions of the head, a rounded and squared one, because he had both depending on which fiction you were following. Fans Toys also announced their FT22 Coot figure, which is Masterpiece Cup. It will come with both his regular rifle and a little recoil figure for his Target Master. And you can see it sizes up quite well with the Masterpiece Hot Rod figure. And there's the alternate mode, and it looks pretty good, and you can mount the weapon on the back, just like the Target Master did on the G1 toy. One of the bigger reveals at TFcon was Fans Toys FT20 Terminus Giganticus, which is going to be their version of Omega Supreme. This is a big Omega Supreme. I don't know if you could say it's specifically Masterpiece, so I'm sure how people throw it into that, but Omega Supreme was honestly so big he'd probably fit with the Chug figures just as well, considering that that would be a deluxe Bumblebee. Would look pretty much the same as that Masterpiece one right there. And there he is in robot mode. And here he is compared to MP10. So as you can see, if MP10 is, what, 9 inches tall, 10 inches tall, about that, this guy is at least 2 feet. That's pretty impressive. He will have a working visor with an animation-accurate head inside. I'm wondering if they'll work in any electronics. That would be kind of nice to have. Mastermind Creations showed off Tyrantronus Tyrantron, the Evolution set. This is a Megatron based on Megatron in the IDW Lost Light series. It has a customizable option where you can actually put on the parts, either make it a current Megatron from the comics or the Megatron who was a miner back on the old Cybertron in the early flashbacks. You can make either one out of this. And I've heard that it transforms into a jet, so that should be interesting. And at TFcon Chicago, although there was a little bit of a tease of this earlier, this is the first time we've actually seen something that wasn't just an outline of their Rumble Frenzy figure coming from MMC. So I'll throw in mention of it here just because we've never seen the actual figure before. And they also came out with the first images of their Springer-inspired figure Saltus, which, hey, everyone has to make a Masterpiece Springer these days. Advance Project did tease this recolor of their Ichara figure, which is the Pachycephalosaurus that turns into a robot. People are saying looks like an Optimus Prime themed recolor. I don't know. Interesting. Fembot Optimus Prime dinosaur. Different. MakeToys showed off the Thunder Manus, which is their Power Master Optimus Prime. I'm not sure why they're doing Optimus Prime and Power Master Optimus Prime as 2 of their earliest figures. Seems a little redundant, but it is a cool looking figure in itself. I'd honestly be more interested if they released it as Thunderclash instead of Power Master Optimus Prime, because we already have those. And this repaint of the Striker Manus figure called Striker Noir, which is the Nemesis Prime recolor. So it is a very good looking figure, a little predictable, but not bad. Action Toys had some figures displayed at the TFcon display shelves. One of them was their version of Missile Tank Robo, who is the figure that also the GoBots Blaster was based on. If they paint this one the way he looked in Revenge of Kronos, he'll probably be the yellow version of the figure. And here you can see his alternate mode. He's looking pretty good. I'll be happy to see what he looks like in color with some paint on him. We also got a look at a big surprise from Action Toys, and that's their updated version of Jet Trancer, who appeared in, I think, maybe 2 episodes of Revenge of Kronos. He had a gimmick that was similar to the Duocons and Transformers. In fact, I think these guys came first, and the Duocons copied them. And although we knew they were doing a Steam Robo or Loco figure, I think this is the first we've seen of his robot mode. And that's our quick look at only the new things that came out of TFcon Chicago 2016. I hope you enjoyed me keeping it under 10 minutes for a good long show that would have, if you would have had to sit through the whole thing, would have been hours be talking about everything, but I didn't need to. So make sure you leave me feedback at the bottom of this episode and let me know which things you want to get, which things you think should have been different, what was too big and what was too small for your collection.